Again, just one reminder that I'm not trying to have a discussion. Liz keeps she messaged me trying to make it up with me, and I was like, I'm very sick right now, so I can't have this discussion. She gets to not have discussions with me when she's sick. Like, I need some time to heal, because this last month has been so hectic for me that I need to not have this discussion for a bit. I'm so sick.
I'm in the middle of this, and it's Liz's decision whether or not she wants you here or not, and she's decided that she doesn't.
Cool.
So I'm going to be here until you're gone.
The only thing I asked is for an actual eviction notice. This actually isn't an eviction notice that she left on that table yesterday, and it says my diagnosis in it verbatim as the only reason for me being evicted. So that's going to look very bad, but good luck. I don't...
I'm happy to do that. I'm not happy to, but it's a possibility. I mean,
I'm not hostile.
We have let you be a guest here without paying any rent. That's pretty generous of us.
You threatened to hit me.
I did not threaten to hit you.
No, actually, you...
I apologize for it. And I sincerely apologize for it. I am honestly sorry I lost my temper.
Are you? Because you admitted to me that you knew that I thought that you were going to hit me. What was that last... when I was...
I'm done talking.
Yeah, you are done talking, because you did something that's illegal. You didn't let me live here for a year. I've been here since July, and that means that I have tenants' rights. Like you said, I've been here for a certain amount of time. Portland requires that you give me 90 days.
You haven't paid any fucking rent.
I have. I have Cash App records.
Well, that's news to me.
It literally says, for rent in the memo. She's lying to you, and I found drugs in her room in plain sight. I was just trying to go outside. I wasn't even trying to go through her room. She's on drugs, isn't she?
No.
No? What was that syringe and razor blades then? It's not a story. I just put it on TikTok yesterday. It's not a story. I'm fine with you. As long as you don't assault me, as long as you don't, like, try to put me out of this house illegally without going through the law.
I'm not going to assault you. I am going to
That's the only thing.
Contact with a lawyer to get you out of here as soon as possible.
That's cool too. I'm going to be getting a lawyer too. I'm fine with that.
Great.
I'm fine with us dealing with this legally. That's all I asked.
You know, we've dealt with you as a friend, helping you out this whole time.
No, I've been a tenant who has been, you've made money. She's made money off of me. She brought me in here. She has made money off of me. Listen, I don't have a problem coexisting with whoever's in this house.
I'm making a phone call.
Okay. That's what we agreed on.
Yeah, that's what she just yelled. Okay, well, yeah, that's something. But yeah, anything you can do to get in contact with a lawyer would be great. There's zero chance she's going to leave here voluntarily. To get her out of here as soon as possible, and never take in a fucking homeless person again. Okay? I'm not going to say that again. Just don't fucking do it again. Okay, Liz? Alright, 10-4.
Just so you know, when your kid's here, she does not watch your kid at all. I really like if there's no other witnesses in this house and it's just your kid and Liz, I feel bad for your kid. And I hope that I'm wrong. I really do. Yeah. This is illegal, and I do have tenants' rights. I'm not a homeless person. I am a person with rights.
Solely because we've helped you out of our own personal generosity, Casey.
No, because they gave rights to tenants. They gave rights to tenants. You didn't give me those rights.
I don't want to talk to you anymore.
That's fair. That's what I asked for, and then I got an eviction notice for it.
Well, I guess it wasn't a proper legal eviction notice, was it?
No, it literally wasn't. It was a lot of evidence, though.
Evidence? What planet are you living on, Casey? I'm done talking. Don't talk to me.
It's been so many hours and they're still not here. I called the police at 3 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock. Do you realize now how this could be seen as intimidation? After you've threatened me twice this week, once with a note yesterday, claiming that you're going to physically remove me illegally in a week. That's a threat, not an eviction notice. So, do you realize now? You still think I'm overreacting by asking you to follow the law? Yeah. You don't live here. This is your ex-wife's house that you don't live at. You might own the house technically on paper, but you don't live here. And you've done violent things here, but I'm going to have to get a restraining order against you. Like, literally. Like, you are doing nothing other than... And also, I'm alone here. I'm the only tenant that lives here in this house who is here right now. I'm the only person here. He also told me he was going to go into my private room to get to the laundry. He doesn't live here. You don't need to do laundry. You live a block away. Go do laundry at your house. Do you think you're going to be able to just claim you've lived here?
I'm not willing to talk to you. Give me space.
I'm documenting you being here illegally. You used your key privileges. You have a key, even though you don't live here. Just because you're a landlord doesn't mean that you get to use a key to enter when you are not here to visit anyone. You're here to intimidate me. There are laws against it. They're probably taking a long time to give you the benefit of the doubt and to prove that you've been here and you're like menacing for hours. Because if you're still here when they get here, it's been hours. That I've told you over and over, and these police know that I'm a streamer. They know that if something's happening, I'm live streaming. They've probably been watching. Feds watch me. Your wife moved in, a disabled person, the feds watch. You're not getting away with this. You're the worst landlord. You don't know the law at all. You're not allowed to just enter my property when your ex-wife isn't even here to have you here. Right after threatening me, knowing that I'm afraid of you. Does your landlord ever come to blast classical music while he's wearing earmuffs? Or is that just me?
He's not in a position to help anyone. Stop. I don't want to deal with this. I do not have the time or the excess energy to deal with this problem. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm just dumped on you. I'm not with you. Somewhat I don't feel the need to evict Liz. Mm-hmm. I know. Fuck, that's reassuring one. Yeah. Liz tried calling an attorney, and she called back, but we've been waiting for my statement on it. I don't know how much longer it's to wait. It's urgent. So I don't know. I don't really know what the next step is here. That's what we do. She has no contact. I don't know. Yeah. No. Well, I mean, not physical violence. Occasionally. That's what someone else suggested. Yeah. 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 Fuck. Because it's my house. What do you mean? Like, I mean, it's both of our problems. But and she's agree on it, but it's at the point where it's too stressful for her to even be over there.
I'm so sick.
It's much better that she's got video over at my house. What? Yeah, my life is not very fun. I hope that changes at some point.
You want to physically because that's in my bad interest.
I do not trust you.
You shouldn't have rented to me.
Iota,
I still have rental
You're right.
rights.
You should not have rented to you, and I'm never fucking helping anyone else in your position again.
What position?
Homeless. I'll be back.
Or disabled?
I'm going to get a lighter. Liz?
Okay.
Liz
Can you
is
get me
my
cigarettes
homeless
while you're
disabled.
out?
No, of course not.
Okay, cool. Thanks. Have a good day.
I'm not leaving. I'm just getting my lighter.
Yeah, no, you're leaving after I called the police. You're fleeing from the police.
Pretty successful flight, huh? I'm happy to have the police come, Casey.
Cool. Thank you. It makes me feel like my rights are actually being thought about. Thank you for that.
Yeah, that must feel nice.
Here's the thing, though. It doesn't matter if you like it or not.
Yeah,
You're my landlord. You want my...
Yes, please. Thank you.
Yeah.
I know. It's been tension between me and Liz for a long time. That she
I
has a
think
tendency
she's
to
been
help
giving
people.
us bad relay. I'm not a crazy person. Otherwise, she would not have moved me in. I'm not...
You were lucid. You've been lucid.
I still am lucid.
You're not unhinged. I'll give you that.
I should be. I had to fight men most of 2021, and you recently made me think that you were going to hit me.
I realized that after the fact, Casey,
but I have
sincerely
tenants'
apologize
rights.
for it.
You realize that after the fact.
I do, and I'm doing everything I can to make sure I get you out of here while respecting your tenants' rights, because you need to go.
Okay, so what the... do you want my help? Do you want me to tell you what the law is?
No.
Okay, cool. All I'm asking is for this to be handled legally. I asked for a formal eviction notice if you really want me out.
It's a big ask.
But other than that, I said I don't.
On my plate right now already.
Liz wanted me out because I refused to socialize with her. It's sexual harassment. I have the messages where I blocked her and told her that if she wants to socialize with me, I'm not obligated to, and if she wants me out, I want a formal eviction.
Okay, whatever.
Okay. Yeah, being a landlord is a nightmare. I don't suggest it for you. You're not very good at it.
Thanks.
You're not meant to. You don't have the energy. You have another job. You don't know the law. You're making me teach you the law.
No, I'm not. I don't want you to teach me the law because I don't trust you, Casey.
Okay, cool. You don't know me.
You're right.
Yeah, you've threatened me before, so... Yeah. I'm the criminal, though. I'm only the one that's, she's had me using that car every single day. I've been workforce. Until I got sick with COVID, I was doing those dishes every day. I've been trying to do my best to help cook.
I know what it's like living with Liz, Casey.
Yeah, you do.
Me, I do. And it's not a picnic. It's not.
I'm not saying it's a picnic. I'm saying I don't live here for free.
I know you're not.
I'm saying I don't live here for free. I'm not complaining.
I don't think anyone lives anywhere for free. There's always a price.
You're claiming that you're just helping me out of the goodness of your heart.
Well, that's what we were doing.
No, this is a
I'm not
house
saying it
position.
wasn't a reciprocal thing, but that's why Liz let you set up the tent in the backyard, because she was worried about you, because it was fucking 115 degrees and you have narcolepsy.
And then she took me in because she had befriended me. She took me in and gave me tenants' rights. I'm sorry that you don't like that tenants have rights, even if they were homeless before. I'm not homeless now.
I wish you would just leave voluntarily. I'll give you a big chunk of money if you just leave voluntarily. I'm just throwing that out there.
How much money?
I don't know. I'll see how much a lawyer's going to cost, and it'll be less than that.
$10,000 and I'll move.
I'm not giving you $10,000 fucking dollars, Casey.
Actually, the law is going to require that you pay me $2,000 to $5,000, depending on...
I don't want you telling me the law.
Good luck. Okay, well, when the lawyer talks to you, they're going to tell you.
I don't want to know, Casey. Okay. I want it from the lawyer. I don't want it from you.
Okay, well then go pay that lawyer. You're the one who was talking about pay you to leave. That's what the law actually requires.
I'm willing to pay you something to leave, but I'm not giving you $10,000.
You're probably going to...
I would pay $100,000 for a lawyer before I give you $10,000, Casey.
You're probably going to owe me almost $5,000 to make me move.
You're doing this to me, and I can only feel...
I'm not doing anything to you. I have tenants' rights. These are the same tenants' rights everyone else has.
I don't give a shit about your legal rights, Casey. I give a shit what you are doing to me personally. It sucks! Yeah, I yelled. Whoops.
A foot from me. Please stop. Get up and get away from me. I don't feel safe.
Okay.
I don't feel safe. You're too close to me.
I'm not going to hit you, Casey. I'm not going to hit you, I promise. I'm not that kind of person.
I'm supposed to just everyone says that. No offense. I don't like you. Yeah, I don't want you right in my space. This is my space.
You know what? As a gesture of goodwill, I will step back and put my cigarette out, Casey.
As a gesture of goodwill, you won't be a foot from me while yelling on a live video. This is live.
I don't care.
Okay,
it's not a crime to yell. It's not a crime to lose my temper, Casey. That's all I've done to you is lost my temper a couple times.
Yeah. What you're doing to a tenant is a crime. It's a crime for you to be here right now, actually, without notice, because you're a landlord who does not live here, which Liz told an officer last week.
All right, you know what, Casey? I'm done talking.
Yes.
Done.
You should be done being a landlord, too.
I would like to be.
You're not good at it.
I would like to be.
You're really not good at it.
As possible, I want to be. I do not want to be in this position. I didn't sign up for it. I don't want it. And I don't want to talk to you anymore.
I don't want you here to intimidate me.
I don't want you to talk to me anymore. Stop.
Just tell me to be quiet where I have rights and you don't. He might own this house, but he does not have rights here. He doesn't have the rights here as a tenant. He does not live here. I can't wait to show the judge this fake eviction notice. You don't have tenants' rights here. You might own the house, but you don't have rights here. I can talk in my house. I have rights here. I have the right to speak. I can't wait to tell a judge. Now I'm a person? No, I'm a homeless person, remember? That's what you've been calling me all morning. I definitely believe that you're willing to settle then. This eviction notice is on graph paper with no date. And it says not even my real name or her real name. And it says, if I think she's nice, then I can have a month. But if I think she's mean, I can have a week. This is not how tenants are treated. This is illegal. You don't get to give an eviction notice that says you can stay a month if you think I'm nice and a week if you think I'm mean. You don't have to listen to me, but I found drugs in her room. A syringe and razor blades in open sight that your child can very easily see from the bunk bed. You don't have to believe me, and you might not believe me until I'm already gone. Watch out for her with your kid, because she's nodding out, pretending it's migraines since July. People don't have migraines that long. She's nodding out on drugs with your kid right next to her. Just with nobody to talk to her. Nothing. She rarely even has the iPad even. She's like sitting there in silence. It's the saddest thing in the world. And she's begging for food all the time. Like literally like begs your ex-wife for food. You're using me as an enemy when actually you're gonna need me in court. You have a child to protect, and you're not doing it. And that little girl deserves better. She's a good kid. And she deserves better than for 2 times in a week for there to be violent interactions in front of her. Which is why I told Liz that I don't want to have a conversation and why she decided to evict me. Because I don't want to fight in front of your kid anymore because I don't think kids deserve to see that. And I don't have to be a part of it. So I said that I don't have to talk to her. I don't have to work it out because I don't want to fight in front of your kid anymore. You guys keep starting arguments with me in front of a kid. Do you know how horrible that is? Do you realize that I'm a mother who doesn't even get to raise my kid, and it's not because I did anything? Meanwhile, she's on drugs, having me do the housework for her house. So
please stop.
I'm begging you to please go back to your house. You do not live here. You do not have the right to be here, and you don't have tenants' rights here. You might own the house. You have the right to take me to court. You don't have the right to move in and menace me. I've had to make 2 police reports about you this week. And now you want to move in? As my landlord, I'm telling you as a tenant that you're moving in somebody I've had threaten me twice this week, and I'm not comfortable with it. It's funny how you don't threaten to hit me whenever you're not withdrawing from drugs. Last time he threatened to hit me, he was talking about how he's in withdrawal from his Adderall. Because that's a reason to hit people, which is why he was saying it, as if it's a reason. It's not. And there's no excuse. You're this bad a landlord, you got a prescription for Adderall. Just Google it. Fuck. Oh, and if that kid gets taken from Liz, it's getting taken from you too. Because this is proof that you know that she's on drugs. This is proof you know she's on drugs. Because I told you on video. You do know. Yep. This is why I didn't want to talk. You guys don't want to hear what I have to say. Imagine that I wouldn't want to talk. But not wanting to have a conversation is an evictable offense now. You want to say I'm a mentally ill bitch who won't leave? You like literally just came into this house that you don't live at and did all this right as the police are about to come? What? Are you kidding? Me not playing one song was that important?
I asked you not to.
No, you just came and moved the table. It was right next to me.
I asked you not to before I did that. Excuse me.
Yeah, excuse you. Actually, it makes it more illegal for you to be here. Actually, it makes it more illegal for you to be here. I'm a tenant of yours.
You don't want to talk to me.
Yeah, no, I've had to call the police on you twice this week. You just moved a table right in front of me.
Really
Look at this.
Yeah,
Yeah, I do, because you're really doing things that are illegal. I don't know who raised you. I don't know who raised you, but threatening disabled women that you bring in, pretending to help, is criminal.
Please lower your voice.
I will do what I want in my house. I feel threatened. I told you I feel threatened. Why are you surprised I'm yelling?
I have no weapon.
I feel threatened by you. I don't give a fuck.
Casey,
You shouldn't be here.
I'm not a danger.
You are a danger to me. I've had to call the police on you twice, and you made me think that you're going to hit me this week. You should not be here. You don't have a right to be here. You need to give me 24 hours notice before you step on this property. It's the law.
I'm not leaving.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you should, because your kid's gonna get taken from the horrible situation that your ex-wife is in. Yeah. You want to say, I have a right to document this. I'm not intending to antagonize any situation, but you are doing something illegal against me, and I'm telling you right now, you are a landlord here who has not given me any notice, and you used your key to enter while I was asleep after I've had to call the police on you twice this week. As you admitted on my video earlier, you're trying to make this right after you purposefully made me think that you were going to hit me in front of your 4-year-old child. The police know that your wife's on drugs. You have a choice to make. Are you going down with her or not? You're choosing to go down with her. You're letting that anchor of a person hurt that kid.
It's not true, Casey.
It's not true? You know, it is true. I have tenants' rights, and you're violating them. You've been violating them this whole time. That's why I've had to call the police on you twice. So you showed up, still not knowing the law, with no one else here. Nobody else is here. In order to be here without notice, you need another guest here that you're visiting that consents for you to be here, because I do not consent for you to be here. You are here illegally, and I'm telling you that. You've watched me call the police on you. You are here illegally. You are doing something wrong. You are menacing a person who's had to call the police on you twice and has said...
You're the one who is menacing me right now, Casey.
No, I'm not. I am a tenant here, and you aren't. You have no...
You're following me around, videotaping me, yelling at me when I'm trying to sleep.
You are not a tenant here. You do not live here.
I am the only person...
Where's your stuff? Where's your belongings? Show me your belongings here. Show me your clothes that you have. Where? No, like enough to show that you live here. Where is it?
Do this. Give me space.
Where's your mail?
You want to look at my driver's license?
Yeah, let's put it on the live video.
No, I'm not putting anything on the live video. I don't do law.
Even law aside, you know that this had to make me uncomfortable. That's why when I woke up, you said, you're homeless, blah, 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 blah.
I said it because it's true.
I'm not homeless. I have tenants' rights.
Leave my house.
I have tenants' rights.
I want you to leave my house. That's why I'm here.
You know,
I will stay until the cops
you've diagnosed me.
Go. I have an absolute right to my own personal opinions.
I have you call. No, not as a landlord. You called me delusional. I have not been diagnosed as delusional, and this
really
is.
Don't want you to talk to me, Casey.
I do have mental illness, and you're citing it.
I know you do. I really don't want you to talk to me, though.
You called me delusional, and you gave me an eviction notice on graph paper with no date.
That was Liz's doing.
Yeah, well,
the formal one is in the works.
But I mean, I thought you were the landlord, right? What happens here, because you don't get the best of both worlds. You either own the property or you don't. Okay. I feel intimidated. You need to evict me legally. And this note that I got yesterday wasn't an eviction notice. You're right. It's a threat. It says that in 1 week I will be physically removed illegally. It is a threat. I had to call the police on you yesterday because I got a note threatening me with physical violence because evicting me, like physically throwing me out of a house for no reason, is violence. It is assault. This is a threat. This eviction notice is not an eviction notice. It is a threat. Claiming to be an eviction notice. From somebody who's on drugs. She's on drugs. She has a degree in logic. She has a degree in logic. It doesn't even have a date on it. She needs a refund. What college gave her that fucking degree? It said, have you read it? Casey, if I'm an enemy and abuser to you, then you have 1 week to leave. That means be gone by next Sunday. I have you waitlisted at a shelter. I will get you that info. She doesn't have the right to do that. If not, I can be more flexible up to 1 month. So if I think she's nice, I can have a month. If I think she's a meanie and an enemy and an abuser, then I can have a week. That's not how the law works. I don't have the stamina for your PTSD rage episodes anymore. I am beyond exhausted and I need my life back. I don't ask shit from her. She doesn't have to take care of my PTSD. All I need is to not be threatened. After you, she's gotten but have you gotten an eviction notice? The first thing you got to do was call your mom. I don't have a mom. My mom took my kid for fun. They claims that I'm doing what Liz is doing. What she's actually doing. Pretending to be sick when she's on drugs. Making me pick up the slack so that you don't notice she's a bad mom. She ain't cooking. She ain't cleaning. She ain't moving from that bed. She's nodding out while your child lays on her. And I thought it was migraines until I found that. I don't abuse children or help, aid, and abet it. Do you understand me? You're here illegally. You used your key illegally when I'm here alone. You really think that's trying to make it better? I do not feel safe. I don't know that you, when you went down to that laundry room, would give me carbon monoxide poisoning. There's a reason that landlords who are angry at their tenants aren't allowed to enter the property without notice. You can hurt us. I've been killed by somebody who brought me in before. And guess what they got off? They got off. Nobody ever even, it happened on a live video. 17 people called the police. I was resuscitated from a cardiac death. Woke up on a ventilator with a broken jaw. There's a reason these people online give me money to live. And it's not to feed your ex-wife's drug habit. Well, she hasn't even been telling you that I've been paying rent. She's a snake. You got in bed with a snake. And you don't know the law. Read the law. Read the law. You're here illegally. I have the grounds to sue you for everything you have. You have cited my medical disability. I was diagnosed with PTSD at 7. You think that I wouldn't know? I've gotten a lot of therapy for that PTSD. My PTSD wasn't the problem. I have police record of that. You threatened me. It wasn't my PTSD, it's you being abusive, right? You threatened me while you were in drug withdrawal from your Adderall, as if that's an excuse. You're pretending it's my mental illness, and that's very much more illegal. You might as well just say that you're evicting me as retaliation for calling the cops. Like, I also have protections from that. But this is so much more illegal. I've been accused that by the way, that's the damage he did. He moved her record player and put it in his car. He's going to probably pretend like I stole it and I didn't. Actually, I'm going to go get video of it in his car and his license plate on my live video because I'm going to need it. This is my You're here illegally and you know that, and I've told the police, I've called the police in front of you. You know that I don't want you here and I'm the only tenant here. You know that you don't live here. The whole neighborhood knows that you don't live here anymore. They know that you broke up and you don't live here. You said that you were going to go in my room without my consent, and I told you no, and you said, I'll knock. And you just insisted that you're allowed to go. You don't know the law. You're doing things that are so illegal, and you are abusive. This isn't me being mentally ill. This is you being abusive. You are abusive. It's so much, it is so much easier to just give me space to calm down because I am a reasonable person. I asked Liz for space, and I would have even been able to resolve this. Instead, you have only antagonized this situation, which is what you're still doing, not making it better. You're not making this better. You're here to intimidate me illegally, and you use your key illegally. Nobody else is here. If he were here, like he's never shown up here. He's never been here without her here. He never would be here without her here, other than to intimidate me. You've never been here without her here. When have you ever been here when she's not here? It's just you and me. When has that ever happened? When? Up until you threatened me. This is you intimidating me. It is. This is you intimidating. I need to calm down. I need to wake up. I cannot do that with you here because you are abusing me. You are abusing your power as a landlord that you have over me. There's a reason tenants' rights exist.
That's clearly a lot of power.
If I'm given what... My mother didn't give me notice. That's why I was homeless. My mother illegally evicted me, and I ended up on the streets. This is how I ended up fighting those men. Because somebody couldn't just let me be so I could find a new place. I am entitled 90 days in the city of Portland. Okay? 90 days. I'm entitled 90 days in this city, and if you want to evict me with no cause, or because you raise my rent too much, then you have to pay for me to relocate. And that amount of money is based on the property value, not my rent. So if you want to raise my rent any more, you tried to give me a 300% rent increase. That means that you have to pay for me to leave. If you want $300, that means that you have to pay for me to relocate legally. That's what the law is. So I am not trying to just stay here forever. I'm not trying to squat. I don't stay places I'm not wanted, but I have a right not to end up on the street because you want to be abusive and abuse your rights. Okay? Do you understand me? And every time you try to do this, or you try to make me afraid of you, I don't back down. I used to take every one of my pisses in front of the jail. Do you think I'm afraid of you ever?
Excuse me.
I don't want to be abused, and that's different than fear, and you need to realize that. Do you realize that? Because I think that you can intimidate me, and I think you're used to that from the other poor people, Mr. Trust Fund. Yeah, Liz told me everything about you, Mr. I set fires and walk away from them. You think that Liz sets fires and walks away from them and leaves it to you? You set fires and walk away. You came in and took her only tenant's income after claiming this house was her child support. And the reason you think that's okay is because she's sick. You're telling that child that you have that she deserves less because she's sick. And I was on her side until I realized it's drugs. She's not sick. She has Munchausen. She's pretending to be sick for attention. And she brought me in on purpose, knowing that that's what I'm a victim of on purpose. Wait till the CPS asks Lydia about the Lydia medicine. How do you think Lydia medicine is going to go with CPS? You're setting fires and walking away from them again, just like that story you told me. I'm here to help. That conversation that you threatened me for asking for, you wanted me to enter into a contract with you. But you couldn't have a conversation with me. And the thought that I would suggest a conversation with somebody asking me to enter into a contract with them.
I'm going to say one thing to you, Casey. No one can have a conversation with you.
Cool.
I'm done talking.
Cool. What I was going to suggest is that I could help you with this property to make it more profitable. You have an extra room. There's things like Airbnb. I was going to actually, if you needed money help, try to help.
Please get out of my way.
This is my house. I live here. I have the tenant's rights. There is no your way. There is no your way. You're here illegally. I cannot get out of your way when you are here illegally and I have a right to be here. This is illegal. And it happens no matter where I go because you guys think that poor people deserve abuse and that everyone deserves tenants' rights for good reasons, except for people like me. People like me get threatened and you guys think it's okay. It's not. My body can't take it. I can barely stand. I'm so dizzy right now. To insinuate that I could ever be a threat to anyone, even though I'm loud, is a joke because I'm so dizzy. My body has been giving me so much adrenaline my whole life that it can't handle it anymore. I'm gonna die before I'm 40. That guy called his mommy for help from the law, from his own actions. But I don't even have anyone to save me from abuse. I don't even have anybody in town that I could call. Not one person. I don't have one person that I could call. I don't know one person. Of course I yell. I have no help. I just want to be safe in my home. Really. They got a lot of attention off of taking me in. She has fundraised off of taking me in. She has virtue signaled in religious groups claiming that this is charity. This is abuse. leave in a little bit. Is my stuff safe when I go? I've agreed not to damage your property. Are you agreeing not to damage mine? Because you've agreed not to go in that room now that I demanded it. Or do you agree not to go in that room when I leave too?
I'm not making any agreements with you. I would stay until the cops get here.
I am going to stay until the cops get here. Yeah. So you won't make an agreement not to damage my property?
I'm not making any kind of agreement whatsoever with you.
Cool. Yeah. You're here illegally and you won't let me leave without... Like, you won't even let me have the promise that my property won't be damaged. These people think they can do anything. This guy has a trust fund. I'm not a leech. I was brought in thinking that they were financially able to keep me here. If that's not the case, I've never been somebody claiming to stay here. I need the time to gather my things and move and not be physically violently ill from the COVID he gave me, that he recreationally got. You got COVID hanging out with a friend that you knew had the sniffles. You took your kid who's 4 and unvaccinated around your friend who had the sniffles. Gave me a plague that I've been sick with since New Year's Eve, and it's April 10th. It's April 10th and I'm still sick. Look at me. Look at my, like, you never look at my face. Look at my face. I'm a useful member of this household until you made me violently ill. I have autoimmune diseases. I'm not just mentally ill. I'm a physically ill person. My spine is going to fuse together. It's going to fuse to itself. And in the meantime, I have to fight in the streets. It's intimidation.
You leave me alone.
You're here illegally.
Stop listening to the music.
You're here illegally.
If you leave me alone, I'll stop listening.
Why can't we talk?
Leave me alone, I'll stop listening to the music.
You wanted me to enter into an agreement with me without even having a conversation? And when no, you don't want to have a conversation with me. You want to be here to intimidate me. You're only here to, and you won't even tell me that my stuff is safe if I want to leave.
I'm not telling you anything. Everything I say, you try to use against me.
Well, you're telling me things now. I'm not using it against you. I want to not be abused.
Done talking. Leave me alone.
Okay, be done talking. You're here illegally and you can't silence me.
No one.
I'm not saying anything abusive. I'm not doing anything abusive. I'm telling you my rights. That you're violating them. That's nice. I could just, like, sue you, literally. I don't want your money. I don't want to sue you. I want the time that I'm legally obligated to have to move and find a new place. You gave me a very illegal eviction notice yesterday, and you're playing loud classical music here when you're not on the lease.
You're talking to me and badgering me. Leave me alone.
I'm not badgering you. You're here illegally when nobody else is here after you've threatened me twice this week. Yesterday. Yeah, turn it off. Period. You're using it to intimidate me. You have headphones on that are earmuffs. You have earmuffs on and you're playing music. You really think that that's not proof that you're intimidating me?
Because I don't want to keep listening to this.
Turn off the music.
Leave me alone.
You're purposefully escalating. You're not even supposed to be here without Liz here. This is your ex-wife's house. You've never...
Leave me alone, I'll turn it off. Go away.
Fine, turn it off.
Go away and I'll turn it off.
No.
You gotta go away first.
I have a right to document you being here illegally. You're cleaning up the evidence of her abuse. I've told you that I called CPS and now you're cleaning up all this evidence of her abuse. I bet you moved those drugs too, didn't you? I have it on video where they were. I bet you did, didn't you? Here, let's go look. Oh, nope, they're still there. Yep, still there. The razor blades, the pill in the pill cutter, and the syringe here. As she's been nodding out in this bed with her kid just sitting there, not helping them at all, and pretending it's migraines. I thought I was helping a disabled single mother be able to keep her kid. You're complicit in your ex-wife's abuse of your child. You now know. You know that she's on drugs. Did you see that shelf? Did you see the syringe and the razor blades and the half-cut pill? I don't do drugs. I don't literally even know anyone. I don't know a single person. How many friends do you think that I kept living in a tent full of shit? You have isolated me and are now abusing me as I'm very sick with a plague that you gave me on purpose. You purposefully contracted COVID, gave it to me, and then shook me down for money. And when I asked for a conversation about that, because you wanted me to enter into a contract. You wanted me to enter into a contract, but you couldn't have a conversation. And when I asked for a conversation, you threatened me, and I had to call the police. And I have that recorded, and Liz talked to the police and told them everything that happened too. In front of me. I saw it happen. I have it on video. You can't handle admitting you're wrong at all. And you've made her admit that she's wrong about everything because she's a sick person.
It's impossible to talk to you, Casey.
Yeah, that's why I can't get any help. I have a communication disorder.
I don't want to try.
Don't, then. I'm not asking you to talk back. You're here illegally, and I'm going to assert my rights and document. You are abusive to me. That's why I had to call the police on you twice. And yesterday I got given a threatening note that says that in 1 week I will be forcefully removed illegally. That's a threat. The cop agreed. I called again yesterday. The officer agreed that eviction notice is fake. It's a threat. It's more documentation that you're abusive, and now all of a sudden you move in? Are you going to train your child to lie and say that you've lived here this whole time? As you own another house a block away and you're just going to pretend that you think the neighbors don't know that you haven't lived here? You're just moving in after I've accused you of abuse because you're abusing me. And I have it documented. And there are witnesses, including a 4-year-old child, who you've threatened me in front of twice now. You made me sleep in the yard. You made me sleep in the yard without sewage access, and that's illegal. And you can say that you didn't, but you're either the landlord or you're not. If you want to come in and assert your right as landlord and shake me down for money without even knowing me at all or my situation, I'm not obligated to enter into a contract with you.
I never want to see you again.
I don't have to, and I still have tenants' rights. You don't have to see me again. I know you don't like me. It's why you threatened me. It's not news. It's not news. You don't know me, though. You don't know me at all. You maybe should have done your homework. Who raised you? They suck. They're really bad at it.
Please don't insult my mom.
I will. Okay, fine. Your father. The one with the foreign exchange wives and who made you supposedly put this house in your name. It's only because of him, though, right? It's not so you can use it as a power trip to abuse people. You're abusing me instead of her because you think it's more acceptable. You hate me for the same reasons you hate her without even knowing me. It's called prejudice.
You're talking bullshit.
I'm not talking bullshit.
Saying makes any sense or has any contact with reality.
It's on video. We'll see. You have headphones on and you're blasting music.
Because I'm sick of hearing your voice.
Yeah, you're doing it even whenever I'm not here. You took the record player when I tried to play one song to calm down.
It's not your property.
You're here illegally. You're here illegally. I have rights. What do you mean it's not my property? I didn't stop you from taking it, but you are here illegally. You want to talk law? Look it up. Look up the law.
I do not want to talk law.
No, you don't want to talk law. You just want to abuse. You want to do whatever you want because you feel entitled to. You're not. Even if I've been homeless before, even if I have mental health diagnoses, you're still not entitled to abuse me. You feel entitled to. You're not. That law doesn't care that you have more money in your bank account. I'm a disabled person with extra rights even. I don't just have tenants' rights. I have the tenants' rights of a disabled person. I had an IEP growing up. It's documented since I was a child. I'm very disabled, both mentally and physically. And you brought me in supposedly for charity because of that, right? So now you're abusing me for it. You put people in a position to be dependent on you so that you can use them and play with them for fun like a toy. That's what you did. Or shake me down for money when gas gets more expensive. Your wife knew that I was being pressured to, the only way I could make that money is with selling pictures of myself. and going out of retirement from a business that's dangerous. You're here illegally. You're here illegally. You abused your right. You don't have a right to do this. You have no guests that you're visiting. You don't live here, and you used your key to enter. Just because you own the house on paper doesn't mean you live here. You don't live here. Please stop with the music. You really want to de-escalate? You're trying to escalate this.
No, I'm not.
You are.
Casey, you're the one escalating things.
You are.
I'm
not escalating anything. This was already escalated when you threatened me with physical violence a week ago, and then yesterday gave me a note saying that you're going to do something illegal and violent towards me.
Excuse me.
Why?
Excuse me, please.
There's another way for you to go. Excuse you is right. You're not supposed to be here. You're here illegally. There is no excuse you. You're here illegally, and you obviously can't control your temper. You can tell. Why do you think I'm continuing to talk? It's proof that you cannot control your temper. Why can't you look at me in the face? Why? Does it make you too angry? No? Well, why can't you hear my voice? Does it make you too angry?
Interact with you, Casey.
Does it make you too angry to hear people say that they have rights?
Yep, you got me.
You're a bad landlord. This is not how you do landlording. You're going to lose everything that you have because of it.
Truly, you're right, Casey.
Truly, I'm right.
I am a bad landlord.
I'm willing to talk to you and work with you. I always have been. This is intimidation.
I do not want to talk to you.
Don't talk to me then. This is still intimidation and you're here illegally. I want you to leave so that I can feel safe.
I'm not going to do it.
You don't live here.
Not unless the cops make me.
You don't live here. You have not lived here. You came in when I was asleep with your key when nobody else is here. Every other time you've been here, it's when she's here, and it's for a brief period to do a child drop-off. You're an abusive ex-husband of hers who has her in a financial stranglehold, telling her that she's sick, so she doesn't deserve any kind of say, so that you can dodge accountability. You can't admit that you're wrong even about anything, can you? I'm really good at being intimidated. I don't suggest trying to intimidate me. I grew up studying the minds of everyone. I grew up in AA meetings. You know, those addictions that you can't conquer. That's why Liz likes me. I just realized that. I didn't even fucking know. She's been trying to get sober through my knowledge.
Eureka! You got it, Casey. That's it. You're absolutely right about that. Wow. Impressive.
I truly feel so sick. I'm so ill right now, and I have been for months. My stomach hurts so bad. I woke up. I'm a disabled person. I take medicine in order to feel better. Like, I'm from my severe physical illness. I've lost so much freaking weight. This has been just, like, inflamed ever since I got COVID from this guy who got it hanging out with a friend. He gave me, his ex-wife, and his 4-year-old child COVID from hanging out with an anti-masker alcoholic guy who had the sniffles, and they knew. I'm very sick. Look at my face. Look at my eyes. They, like, want me to enter into, like, serious agreements with them, but can't give me a conversation? That's what this guy wants? then why are you starting conversations? Asking me to enter into a contract with you and then immediately being like, I'm too busy for a conversation for a month? And then whenever I asked for that conversation, after a month went by, he still couldn't talk to me about it. He threatened me for asking for a conversation, and I had to call the police. And he threatened me for no reason other than saying I'm disabled, that I can't make the money he wanted, and I don't have to just enter into a contract. I still have my tenant's rights. I'm not saying I'm going to stay forever, but I'm entitled to 90 days notice if I'm in Portland city limits. I'm entitled to 90 days notice, and if they want to evict me with no cause, then they need to pay for me to relocate. That's the law. This guy doesn't know the law at all. He didn't give me any notice and just showed up here. And then he's claiming that I'm being abusive. He's here illegally when I'm here alone after calling the police on him for being violent. He shows up here when I'm alone, when he's never done that before. After I've accused him of violence twice in a week. One was a written note. That eviction notice is a threat. It's not an eviction notice. It's a threat. That's a threat that in 1 week, if I think she's mean, then I'm going to be kicked out. And if I think she's nice, then I can have a month. When I'm entitled to 3 months legally, I'm entitled to 3 months. The first thing he did is call his mom. He doesn't know how to be a landlord, and it's at the expense of me. Again, this always happens. All the time. It's for something or another, but it's so funny how it always happens when things get worse with the economy. Suddenly the women they keep around, pretending to, spoil them or whatever the fuck they think this is. Suddenly those men who have been really generous get really abusive towards any dependent who, after they have artificially manufactured that dependence. There's a thing with abuse where you isolate someone first. And that's what they've done to me. I don't know anyone. And I slept in a tent full of shit and piss since July to September in their backyard, which is illegal already. That's illegal to make somebody live like that, especially out of fear of COVID. When they gave me COVID, it was because she does drugs and she wanted to haze me. She wanted to make sure I'm not a narc. She wanted to make sure she can get away with abusing her kid in front of me first. And she made me live in the yard while she made those decisions. Yeah. When you're homeless on the street, this guy wants to make me within a week. And meanwhile, I wouldn't be telling her to leave. She lives here. I'm perfectly capable of just, with people who live here, minding my business and just enjoying my life. But he doesn't live here. He's a man who's her ex-husband. It's my roommate's ex-husband who's decided to randomly move in to threaten a disabled homeless person. I guess I'm about to be homeless again. This is bullshit. Yeah, no, you gotta mommy to call. Whenever I go be homeless with no notice, I end up having to fight men every day, and I have no one to save me. You can't even make a Google search to, I found out my tenant's rights in 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Back to the music, I guess. No, you're here to intimidate me, and you're mad that I'm not intimidated. And I don't have to be silent in my house. I'm allowed to talk about how I'm being abused. This is abuse.
bringing in disabled people and like making them a dependent on you just to abuse them? Do you think that these police and these domestic violence resources haven't seen that before? Do you think I haven't seen that before? Men always bring in women because they're financially dependent, don't they? And then when the economy gets worse and gas gets really expensive, suddenly we get to be the scapegoat for all of your stress, but you don't have any energy for any kind of conversation. To hear me, you just don't want to hear me defend myself. It's not that you don't have energy for a conversation, you don't want to hear me defend myself. You want to say I'm a mentally ill bitch who won't leave your house?
Just for reference, I'm pretty sure he's taking that, just so it's documented that I'm not taking that. If it goes missing, it's because he took it, not me. He's coming in and, like, removing a lot of things from the house, and I really think it's because they're gonna try to, like, frame me and say I stole it. Again, he doesn't live here. I called the police at 2 o'clock. It is 7:57. The police don't prevent crime. They told me to call back if he came back because he's threatened me twice this week, including yesterday with a note. In written form, he threatened me yesterday. The cop agreed it's not an eviction notice, it's a threat. It is a threat. A court would agree too. It literally, like, she calls herself an enemy in the eviction notice. It's an eviction notice that, like, verbatim says... yeah. Anyways, he entered without notice, illegally, using his key. I did not let him in. I've told him he's here illegally a lot. I'm here alone. He's not visiting anyone. The only tenant here that, like, lives here in this house, because he doesn't live here. And he's never shown up whenever she's not here. It's his ex-wife's house. Why would he? Why would he just randomly show up when her roommate is here alone? Oh yeah, that's right, because he's threatened me and he wants to intimidate me. What was that? You said because I'm a mentally ill bitch who won't leave your house? Are you unplugging the refrigerator?
I didn't say anything.
You're unplugging the refrigerator. No, you did say something, and it's recorded.
No, I didn't say anything.
You did. You called me a mentally ill bitch who won't leave your house on recording.
Did I? Okay. Oh, how do I get this thing unplugged? You want to do this all night?
I have a right to be here and you don't. I have a right to be here and you don't. You entered without notice to do illegal things like unplug these things.
Are you going to pay this power bill? You're not. Fuck off.
You signed up for more than you can handle and it's not my fault. Stop. Please stop. Please stop.
No.
Please stop. You need to leave.
I'm going to, but I'll be back.
Is that a threat?
No.
You just called me a mentally ill bitch, and then you said you'll be back. After that physical altercation.
I'm not coming back.
No, you just physically assaulted me. You want to say I'm a mentally ill bitch who won't leave your house again one more time for the camera? He's trying to burst in the door. He just threatened me. No, he just assaulted me over an oven. He's trying to this is a landlord trying to force his way in a house illegally. This is a physical altercation between a landlord and a tenant. Get away from the door and I will put them outside. What do you need?
Everything I put on the floor there.
No, I'm not touching that. That makes me an accomplice. You're stealing her stuff. That's not my property. I'm not touching it. If you want it, then get it from the police. Go through the police. Go the legal way. This is not legal. You just assaulted me. You need to leave. You need to get away from me. I'm not safe from you. You just put your hands on me and now you're trying to get in a door I'm barricading with my entire body weight. No, you need to leave. You need to leave. You just threatened me and assaulted me. You need to leave. No, you need to leave. You can call the police yourself. You need to leave. I'm not opening this door. I'm not doing anything for you. You need to leave. You just threatened me and assaulted me while calling me a mentally ill bitch. This is a hate crime that I just recorded. I need a friend in Portland. I don't know anyone. I don't know a single person that I can call. I don't need your help from this man. The police are supposed to do that. They're not. I need an errand run from me, and it's not safe for me to leave. If anyone in Portland can run an errand for me, I really need it. And I'm too dizzy to move anyways and be out of the house.